Welcome back, guys, to Entre Nos. I'm Evelin and my co-hostess
Alondra.
And today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Alegres Milagros. Mm-hmm. So we had, you know how we had school supplies and we wanted to do like an event for back to school, right?
It was going to be in July or August.
We were thinking about doing, nothing was set in stone, right? But my plan was doing it like the last week or third week of July when we got back from Disney, and then going to Mexico like the first or second week of August. But supuestamente it's super, super bad right now over there. Like there's like a lot of balaceras and like, you know, and I see some of the people that live there that they'll be posting like that they can hear the shooting, and they're just like going at it, like the guys over there. So
yeah, it's not worth risking your life.
It's not worth the risk, you know. So then I don't even know what's gonna happen like with the kids there, you know, because
they might not even go to school.
I don't know if they're gonna go to school. I don't know how that all works over there, you know. So
like no pasa nada.
They're used to it probably. So I did have some supplies that I did not take in December because we didn't have space, and I think I talked about it like on another episode. But yeah, so I had some school supplies, and over the last year, you know, Milo was in school, and his teacher, shout out to her. I know she has a nonprofit, but she does it in DR through her church.
Is she from over there?
Yeah, she's from over there.
Oh, okay.
She has family over there. Su familia le ayuda. So they have like a 3-day event through the church, and they feed the kids and they gift the kids things.
So I'm wondering why they call it DR. Wouldn't it be more RD?
Well, if you say it in English, it's Dominican Republic.
Ah, okay.
That's why it's DR.
Ah, okay. So in Spanish is RD?
I guess.
Oh.
Or República Dominicana, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if they have because she says DR too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you refer to it in English.
Yeah, so she says DR. So then, or just Dominican, I don't know. So anyways, so she ended up messaging me. By the way, guys, if you follow Alegres Milagros, I will be posting this on there or whatever. So she sponsors 200 kids, as in she buys them. This money she
supplies.
gets out of her pocket, and whoever, she just word of mouth people that donate to her, and that's how she does her stuff.
Wow.
Everything else her and her husband just pay for.
Yeah.
And any family member that just gives her money, again, word of mouth, that's how they get everything going. And
is it kind of like how y'all do it?
how we do it, yeah. So for me, it's just like mine is word of mouth, right? And if I have a goal, I put in
out of your pocket,
out of my pocket for that, you know. But anyways, so then she was telling me she does like backpacks and she takes clothes, like ella manda barrels of stuff to the DR, right? Because of the shipping is different. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I would definitely want to be a part of it, you know, like just sit down and talk to you, brainstorm off each other, you know. I want to see how you do it, and she wanted to see how I was doing Alegres Milagros. So then we never actually ended up sitting down and talking about it, but we would just talk about it when I would go help her during school time, right?
Yeah.
So then she texted me like last week, and she's like, oh, hola, Miss Morales, like I'm gonna go to DR. I think she just got back from DR from dropping off some stuff for the event. Their event is in August, I think. And then she's like that she's gonna start getting her kids, right, like her money together for her 200 kids over there.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'm like, how does it work? And then she basically says that with $7 she's able to buy a backpack with supplies.
Oh, wow.
Which I've seen, because when I was looking for stuff, I did see there's like some wholesale websites that sell backpacks, and it's minimal stuff, like minimal, like one pencil, algo así, super sencillo, crayons, you know, like not even a full 24 pack, but maybe like a 8 pack of crayons or something, right? So then when she texted me, I was like, yeah, and then I ended up talking to her, and I was like, so it says, to children, help make a difference to children in need. Your $7 donation will provide a full backpack of school supplies for a child in need. Our goal is 200 plus children with these kits or whatever. So then she sent me the little flyer, right? So then I ended up calling her, and then I'm just like, hey, like, So how you been? Whatever. She's like, oh, we're going to have a 3-day event. So I'm like, actually, I wanted to tell you because I wanted to donate all my school supplies to you so you can take over there. And she was super happy, right? And it made me happy too because in a way, the people that donated the school supplies.
Didn't you have like a whole library thing?
The library got donated already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that we were able to take to Mexico in December with all the toys.
Yeah.
But I had like compositional books. I have, le dimos como unas 5 cajas.
Wow. Full of like material.
Full of school materials, yeah. Not like big old boxes, right? But just different, sizes. And I know she had like over like almost 50 compositional books that we donated. Folders, crayons, markers, coloring pencils, glue, expos, sticky notes, staples, like a bunch of stuff that I had in my garage to go back and, do the back to school. Because I really wanted to do a back to school with Alegres Milagros in Mexico. But see, my thing is, I've always wanted to expand Alegres Milagros, right? My goal was to do it in El Salvador, but it's harder to get things over there.
Like it'll have to be shipped as well, no?
It'll have to be shipped as well. But Ms. Ventura, that's her name, she already has the connection through her shipping because she's been doing it for years already. Because she used to live in New York, so she would do it from New York to DR. But she has family that lives over there, so she was able to... Everybody was helping her from over there, right? And then, like right now, she's leaving Monday to New York. I'm assuming to go get stuff to take in August to DR, right?
I think it'll be cheaper that way too.
Yeah. So then when I ended up talking to her, we were like thinking about collabing, right? So then I'm going to be posting on Alegres Milagros the 1 through 200 and then just asking people to sponsor a number. How I did it with the jerseys for the kids. It's $7,
Yeah.
It's not much. And I know in my heart that it's possible to get the $200 sponsored. It's, what is $1,400. Like, So then I'm super excited. I am. The only thing that makes me sad that it's not that I can be there and witness it, because
that's where you get your joy from.
Yeah, that's the
experiencing the whole thing.
The experience. I actually told her, I'm like, maybe I might book a flight and just go, but
you never know.
Yeah, but then I don't know, right?
It's está carito, pero like
no, but we are. So it's funny because we want to go to DR in December, right? And I totally forgot to even ask her like about it, So we were just talking about it because she got here in the morning before you showed up. She probably left like 30 minutes before. And so then it was funny because I was like, oh shit, let me ask her about DR since she's from over there. So they started telling us. So whenever I book to go to DR, she'll let us know like what are some good spots or whatever. Wait, where did you go?
Where?
For your honeymoon?
Puerto Rico.
Oh, you went to Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then...
but I did hear DR is pretty dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yeah.
Really?
I have a lot of people from church that go and do missionary work over there. They're like, it's dangerous out there. Yeah.
I wonder. Well, I mean, it's dangerous everywhere, though. Because Mexico is just as dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not Mexican, like me, right? But, I mean, kind of, I'm adopted, right? But... you would think Mexico is really dangerous because it's just so bad,
Dude, I actually just watched the interview of the president de Salvador with, what's his name? Es un güero.
Ajá, sí, sé. El americano?
Yeah,
right?
Es un americano, but I totally forgot his name.
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I just saw
like
parts
Donald
of
Trump
it.
A little bit.
I just saw parts of it.
So, dude, I was like so impressed
with him.
Yes, with the whole we prayed. That's what they did. He's like, do you want to like? He was asking him like, how did you guys come about like getting rid of all the cartel and putting everybody in jail? And he said, we prayed. We asked God for wisdom, and that's what it was.
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't see that part.
What? That's kind of crazy. Even to speak about that, like in front of like you're a president. A lot of presidents don't talk about God or because he was
religion
saying,
and politics.
He was saying
don't
that
go together.
Yeah, that the Mara Salvatrucha is very involved with witchcraft, like heavy.
Yeah,
they
like it's
Satanism stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, how do you combat with that? You combat through prayer. Like you go head on head through prayer. So
I'm so happy like that he's like,
I was like, that's crazy. He's so young.
Yeah, he is young. Yeah. And you know, I just found out too que él también es de, I think he has, I think somehow or somebody in his family is the Palestine. Yeah, like he's Salvadorian, pero tiene como familia de allá. I don't know from what. I haven't really done my research.
Así, I guess, right?
I don't know. But he does look like it. Yeah, yeah, he does. I just found that out actually. But anyways, that's dope though. So I'm excited. So I've slowly, Alertas Milagros, I don't post about it as much, you know.
It's only when it's gonna come.
Only when it, because what can I post throughout the year, you know? Yeah. So right now that's what I'm gonna be posting. I'm gonna be doing the 1 through 200. Well, my goal is 1 through, really, if I can help her with half, you know, with 100 kids,
that'll be ideal.
I'm happy with that, you know. Shit, even if I have to put like, I'm more than likely gonna end up sponsoring something, you know. But yeah, that's where we're at. We're at with Alertas Milagros. The back to school won't be happening in Mexico, but it's gonna happen in DR. Yeah. You know, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, you're right. It does make me a little bit sad because I wish I could be there because that's literally what I get from
in return. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the joy, you know, and having Milo to be involved in that, like that's where that comes, right? That's where how we get paid. Yeah. But it's fine, you know, because sometimes you just have to. It's one of those things. Como the people that donate, they don't get nothing in return, except the joy of just giving, right? Yeah. And
we don't get to witness nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So then now I'm in that side. Like I'll be a part of it, but I won't witness it.
Maybe.
No, yeah. I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to go in August. But yeah, I will. Maybe if we go in December, I'll meet the people that were a part of the event or something, you know, but not for the actual event. She does it different. I think she says she does 3-day event, like a weekend maybe. I don't know. I haven't. She's going to give me details about it. And then I'll be posting on my Instagram. So make sure y'all check that out.
Exciting. And, what's the name of her association?
I don't know. It's through her church. Okay. So she's going to give me all that information. And but it's funny because I had also, like 2 years ago, I want to say, when I was subbing, I was also in contact with somebody from Jamaica. The guy has like houses over there or whatever. He used to sub with me at the school, and that's how I met him. And he was like, oh, well, you should do it in Jamaica, you know, like I would help you, blah, blah, blah. But then there was something weird about it, you know, so then I just never really even paid any mind to it, you know. But with the Milo's teacher, then I just...
That seems most comfortable.
Yeah, and she's... when we talk... When I feel like when I can talk to somebody about God and we are different religions, I just think we don't... When you have a conversation with somebody and it's 2 different religions, and you are still... to it. Yeah, and you're still able to talk about God in like a great way, then it's just something about that relationship, right? And that's how it was with her. She's a different religion. I think she's just Christian, I think. And pues I'm Catholic, you know. We're different religions, but we were able to talk about God or like prayer, you know. Yeah. And then not let the differences affect what we think or how we talk to each other. Yeah. And because the church we're helping is not Catholic, you know, so... Which I'm okay with because at the end of the day, it's kids in need. Yeah. You know, so... And she does a lot more than that. Like, she helps adults. Like, she said she just got, like, a bunch of boxes from, like, diapers for adults. And she's taking that over there. Like, she takes a bunch of stuff, you know? So I'm like, oh, okay, like...
Fun fact about diapers for adults. They're making more diapers for adults now in this day and age than baby diapers.
What?
Yeah, because like people don't want to have babies. Can you believe crazy. That? I read that the other day that they're making more. The production for adult diapers is higher than the production for baby diapers.
Wow, that's wild. That's a good fact.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so crazy. are you now getting into well, yeah, guys, just make sure you guys stay tuned with that. Hopefully we have your support with Alegres Milagros. It's super exciting. Alegres Milagros
they're partnering up.
Will be in attendance in DR or whatever, so it's pretty cool. And in the future, you never know, maybe we'll be in attendance in different places. My ultimate dream would be to be in attendance.
I feel like Roland is speaking it into existence. About like, what if we were just like
an
when organization that goes everywhere?
My goal was always Mexico and El Salvador.
Yeah.
Because I really want to give back to El Salvador. Like, my grandma has a house over there. Mm-hmm. My grandma's name is Milagro. So it would be like so ideal for me to put something like a little nonprofit foundation over there.
What if they just give you the house and you do something with
Well, that's what I was telling my mom. I was just like, a while back, I had talked to my mom. I'm like, wouldn't it be amazing? I talked to my tia, actually, my tia Sonia. I was like, wouldn't it be amazing, like, if, because she had just quit her job, my tia. And then I'm like, what if I send you to El Salvador and you run it for me over there, so I don't have to be, like, going back and forth.
Mándala ahí a tu tía.
Well, she has family over there, too, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, so you would, she's like, she wants to travel more. And I'm like, when you're traveling, I'll pay for luggage and you take the stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like for me, And she's like, yeah, that she'll do it. And that's when we're like, man, what if we ended up getting my grandma's old house? And I think it's like a closet or it's like small, right? Yeah. And she's like, I'm like, what if we name that Alegres Milagros and that's where we do it out of? Like, wouldn't that be crazy? Like, a big full circle.
Manifest.
I know, right? And then my tia's like, yeah, whatever. But again, when we had talked about that, everything was crazy over there. So right now it's getting better. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. But yes, guys, so stay tuned for that. Talking about babies, are you ready for your baby shower?
Mm-hmm. It's next week.
I know.
Oh, no. It's this Saturday.
Oh, my God, it is Saturday.
Yeah. I'm like, wait. Yeah, it's next Saturday.
No, it's like, no, it's not next Saturday. Yeah, this is Saturday. So how is that? What's the plan for that?
I don't know. My sisters are under control.
Oh, your sisters? Mm-hmm. Both of them are hosting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, putting in my 2 cents when they ask me, what about this? What about that? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that sounds really cute,
Mm-hmm. Are y'all going to have games or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm excited. I like baby shower games. I like them. I like hosting them, but I don't like playing them.
Yeah. You'd rather just be like, y'all are doing this. I ain't doing none of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, when you're the pregnant one, you get lucky and you don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
You just stand there. But I feel like I've been a part of so many baby showers where I'm like kind of hosting the games, And
you like doing it.
Yeah, I think it's fun. Mm-hmm. I'd rather host than play because I'm too competitive. So if I'm playing, I'm going to want to win.
Yeah. I think Stephanie's the one that's hosting the games. Mm-hmm. And it'll be her first time hosting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So who did your little sisters?
Some lady. Some like they hired my cuñado hired a random lady.
Really?
Yeah,
to like host. Do the games and stuff?
Yeah, I was like, I'm down to do it. Like, I was down to do it. But they were like, oh, you're pregnant. And I was like...
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's super exciting. I need to get I need to do your gift. I was going to do the gift that I had told you. Mm-hmm. And I just realized this. More than likely, I'm probably going to end up starting that tonight. It's a project or whatever. But
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the gift is.
Yeah, you don't know.
Oh, okay. Because you're like, the gift that I told you. And I'm like...
Well, I told you, I was like, are you sure that's what you guys were going to name her? Mm-hmm. And it's Enna, right?
Enna Rose.
Enna Rose, yeah. So then, you had told me the Rose the last time you came.
Yeah.
Before that, you had just told me Enna. Mm-hmm. So it's Enna Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was gonna do something with her name. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be her name involved, right? But yeah. So then I'm excited. Now I have to tell Roland because it's not on his calendar.
He's like, I ain't going.
Nah, if he goes, he's not gonna want to play the games.
Yeah, for sure. He's probably like, not.
Nah, it's so hard.
It's probably gonna be just me steals.
Yeah, Roland, I don't think he likes going to baby showers
because he's just like, bruh. I think the baby shower is only like 3 or 4 hours long.
Yeah. What's your preference? Baby showers, weddings, birthday parties? Which one's your least favorite?
My least favorite, baby showers.
Baby showers?
Yeah.
I love baby showers.
I think baby showers would be my least favorite. I think my favorite is weddings.
Weddings?
Mm-hmm.
I think, I'm not going to lie. I don't think many of my friends have gotten married, you know? So I feel like I haven't attended, like...
I cry in weddings, even though sometimes I don't know the people.
You're weird.
Yeah.
Is it because you're pregnant or before then?
No, before then.
It's not that deep, girl.
Yeah. Like, me da sentimiento. I guess because I wasn't married, and me da sentimiento always, like, the dad dancing with the daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can't relate.
Well,
yours did make me feel like... No, you're not a... Oh, no, yo sí soy bastarda. Damn. No, yours did make me... I think it just depends if I know that the dad and the daughter have a relationship, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Then I'm just like, oh, like it's beautiful to me. But then if I just know that it's like...
Ni lo quieres.
Yeah, nomás te pagó la... Estás bailando con tu papá porque te pagó la mitad de la boda or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
But
no, me and my dad are like... I think we have the same attitude.
Am I tripping or I can't see this?
I can't see it either.
Huh.
No, me and my dad have the same como attitude towards things. We don't take nothing seriously. How long have we been working?
Okay. That's 21. This one was 20 minutes. Yeah, also I have like the same
personality in a way.
Yeah.
Somos bien payasos, like le componemos a todo. In an annoying way sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, he's so annoying, but I know I annoy people too.
That's funny. I wonder, I'm sure, I don't know, I don't think I annoy people like that.
No.
Oh, obviously, apparently I do. If people don't like when I'm fucking talking on the podcast, right? But they stay watching.
Yeah.
So I guess I do annoy people. I don't know. But with my family, like, I think a lot of them gravitate towards me. Mm-hmm. Like my cousins, you know.
You got good energy.
Thank you. I feel like a lot of my cousins do gravitate towards me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I could say with them, maybe I don't annoy them, you know. But I know me and Roland, like I know me and him annoy each other, you know. So how are you and Kike? Do you feel like y'all have where y'all have annoyed each other or no?
Yeah, we do. I feel like he annoys me without him even knowing he's annoying me.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can understand that.
Like there's times that I'm just like, don't chew that
you
way,
know what?
you know?
Oh my God.
But I'm not telling him like,
no, yeah, but you're just
pero se está
thinking
comiendo bien rico, you know? And I'm just like, ew.
That's mean. That's mean. No,
I keep it to myself.
But you don't tell him, right?
I don't tell him.
So I don't tell Roland. I honestly, I don't find him annoying like that. Is rara la vez because Roland is super chill, right? But yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I don't know what he said. Oh, I had just finished working out, right? And I was all sweaty and he was trying to be a little pervert, right? And I'm just like, stop. Like, stop.
It annoyed you too.
No, what annoyed me was when he said, I'm like, stop, I'm sweaty, you know? And then he's just like, it's okay. I know you don't want me. I was just like, that is annoying.
Yeah.
And then I just got in the shower. I was just like, ay, haciéndose el víctima. I know you don't want me. Like, I'm sweating. Like, you know, like, stop trying to be a little perv, you know? Like, but I never tell him, but I felt bad. And I didn't even apologize for it. Which I was thinking in the shower, I'm like, I'm going to get out of the shower and I'm going to tell him I'm sorry because maybe I hurt his feelings. Because if I did something joking, like he was joking, and then he hit me with that's annoying, I would be hella hurt. And then I would get mad, you know. But, like, ¿sí me entiendes? Yeah. So, pero I got out the shower. I realized que estaba como si nada, so no le dije nada. I was just like, I don't have to apologize.
Yeah, dude. Yesterday, I think me pasó lo mismo with Kike. I told him, I was like, you're not as good with cars as you think you are. I told him. And yeah, I was just like, whatever. You know, I was like, dang, I shouldn't have said that. And I was like, whatever. So I just kept talking to him about other stuff, right? Pero estaba como serio, and I'm like, bruh, yeah.
It's not that deep.
Yeah. And like before that, he had told me, he's like, I really want a glass of milk. And I was like, all right, when we get home, I'm going to give him a glass of milk. Yeah. Estaba así como si nada. He was happy.
That's funny.
Without having to say sorry.
Isn't that weird though? Because I have no problem apologizing. I have no problem saying I'm sorry, but
if you don't got to.
But there's times I think now that I'm thinking out loud, guys. I'm thinking I don't have a problem saying I'm sorry, but I'm not going to say I'm sorry for everything, because then they become more meaningless over time,
Yeah.
Roland's really good at apologizing, like really good.
Kiki apologizes hasta el último minuto, like at the end of the night. Like, he'll let the whole thing go on, and then at night he's like, hey, I'm sorry if I annoyed you today. Así. And I'm like, when?
Aww.
Yeah. It's
That's thoughtful, though.
Yeah, when we're already in bed.
I'm sorry, not because he did something, but because he like annoyed you. Pobrecito, ya lo tienes bien traumado.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry if I annoyed you today. I'm like, no, you didn't. When did you annoy me?
You're fine, sweetie. Yeah. You didn't annoy me. I mean, just a little bit. Yeah. But you're fine.
But it's because I guess I don't tell him, like, dude, you're being annoying. He can just tell that he's being annoying,
Yeah. Damn, that sucks. Mm-hmm. Well, with that being said, guys, we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be back. And we are back. So I was thinking recently, I know in the past episode we were talking about mourning, right? Like grieving or something like that. And I don't want to get into grieving again, but I do want to, in a different way though. Do you ever grieve the relationships you had with people that are still alive?
No, not anymore.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like say for example, I used to be super cool with somebody, and then we're not cool anymore.
Yeah, because I know there's that one client of yours that you were like really hurt or whatever, that she just stopped coming or something.
No, yeah, it was a big deal for me. Like, pero or también I had I've only been able to claim one person as my best friend, right? And we basically don't talk anymore. And I cried for a long time.
Really?
But not anymore.
So why did you?
Anymore.
No, but you grieved it for a while.
Yeah, I did. Like, estaba bien dolida.
So I don't think I've ever really grieved any relationship or friendship like that, because I feel like I've been in contact with pretty much I stay in contact, right? I don't think if we don't talk, it's not on me, it's on the other person, right? But there is a relationship that just came to my mind recently.
It's a relationship that you had a long time ago?
It's a family member.
Oh, okay.
It's a family member. I'm gonna say it. It's my cousin Yesenia. So me and Yesenia, like I told Roland, I'm like, so basically I'm with Roland because of her. So she's the one who connected and connected me and Roland. We exchanged numbers because she's the one who did that for us, right? And so basically, in my upbringing, me and her used to be like this, uña y mugre, right? And she was always at my grandma's house on my stepdad's side of the family, right? And I was always with her. She would spend the night at my house. It was just like we were always together, right? But then once I got with Roland and, focused on myself and doing better, like, I just feel like we kind of got very distant, and then she got into a relationship, and we're actually supposed to be godparents to her first son, me and Roland.
Yeah, we're supposed to, or you're
No, she never baptized.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she never baptized him. And, but it just to tell you that, we were that close, right? That me and him were supposed to be godparents to her first son. But then she got into this other relationship and just
became very distant.
It was very different, I didn't agree. The way is just like the way I knew how strong she was, and then seeing her in a relationship and she just changed to not as strong in my mind, right? Maybe she was still strong, but I just didn't view her as strong anymore. It made me distant myself, right? Because I didn't agree with a lot of the decisions she was making, so then, but I just knew she was in love, so I just gave her space to be in love, and when she was ready, she was supposed to come back, but the coming back never happened. ¿Sí me entiendes? Como? I mean, my cousin's alive and well, guys. She's doing really amazing, but the relationship that I had with her is not the same, so then I recently saw her. Normally, it was like if I saw her, we would sit down and just be together, And I recently saw her at my grandma's house, because we had a family passing. And then I saw her, I said hi, and then I just didn't see her again. I stayed inside with my grandma, and she was outside with my other cousins or whatever. But I just know she's not as close to those cousins either, So then I'm just like, I'm closer to her brother now than I was with her.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop thinking about the relationship. And I just told Roland, I'm like, damn, it makes me sad because I'm like, Yesenia played a big part in my life. Like, in a good and in a bad way. Like, Yesenia showed me about drugs, She introduced me to a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
And I did a lot of my first times with her, And she protected me. Yesenia was the one who, don't be a pussy. I'm like that because of her. Like, she would be like, if somebody wants to fight you and they're bigger, don't be a pussy. You're gonna fight them. Even if you get your ass whooped, at least you're not a pussy, right? Like, that was her whole thing. Like, and it was a joke, like, between us. And but she's older than me, right? And then one time I got in a fight at Stevenson, and I fought this girl. I whooped her or whatever. We fought right inside in front of the auditorium.
Okay, yeah.
You know how you walk in and I fought like right there. And the girl had a cousin that we were in 6th grade, me and the girl. We fought. I whooped her. And my cousin was in 8th grade at the time, Yesenia, and the girl had a cousin in 8th grade, right?
And Yesenia fought the cousin.
No, so then the cousin was looking for whoever fought her little cousin, which was moi, right? So then she was talking all this shit. I was in the office because I was gonna get in trouble, right? And the girl came like, who is it? Blah blah blah. Like, así toda being ghetto, right? And then my cousin ended up being like, she's my cousin. Like, what are you gonna do about it? And nothing happened because the girl le tenía miedo a mi cousin, right? But just that's how close we were. Like, she protected me, defended me.
Yeah.
She showed me ways, right? We used to smoke in my grandma's house together, like in the restroom, that's how close we were. And now it's just like, I could go a whole year without talking to her. Like, and it's so crazy, because I had never grieved a relationship until now, like as an adult. Like, I realized like, wow, it makes me sad, like
going through memory lane and be like,
with
wow,
her, like, yeah, like she has 2 kids and yeah, and we're both okay, like just saying hi to each other. Like, it's just hey, how you been? Like, I see. And it does make me sad. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. Like, God forbid something happened to her. I feel like she would be the one I would have guilt for
not amending the relationship
because the relationship didn't end in a way. It didn't end.
Yeah, you still have a relationship. It's just not.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I just feel like I would be sad because I'd be like, damn, we were that close, like literally uña y mugre.
Yeah.
And from that to just saying hi like once a year, if we even see each other, like that. I don't even invite her when I have, como se dice, for Milo's birthdays, right? I only did like when I've done intimate parties, con decirte que I don't even invite her, but I invite her dad.
Yeah,
that's how close we aren't. That's how we are. That's how close we are. Yeah, I don't know how to phrase that right, but that's how much we don't talk.
Yeah.
But again, if I see her, I feel like we can catch up like nothing ever happened. ¿Sí me entiendes cómo?
Yeah.
Pero las dos estamos. When you become an adult, you realize that life just keeps going, and if this person's not going with your life, then they just either stay behind or they surpassed you with their life, right? And I feel like that's what happened with me and her. Like, I just kept trying to survive, and I know she just tried to survive, but we survived different directions. You know what I mean? With different mentalities.
Yeah,
for sure. I do think, for me, on my end, I do think it was the relationship that she had. And I think she's still in that relationship, actually. I don't know. I don't even know, honestly. Like, you know. But, like, I just feel like that's what made me distant myself. Because I didn't agree with a lot of the things. But again, who am I not to, right? Like, to be like, what you need to do this with your life.
Yeah.
And I'm not nobody. And that's why I distant myself, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about that. Like,
I think that's how me and the girl that I was really close with, like the best friend that I had, that's how it is now. Like, si la veo, I'm just like, oh, hi, you know, and we're really happy to see each other, pero that's it. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and talk to her.
Yeah.
For a couple hours, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's crazy, you know, because, like, I told Roland, I'm like, I have my cousin Erica, right? That she's like an older sister to me. But me and her are like this, you know, like our kids are growing up together. Mm-hmm. And Yesenia has kids. She actually has, she had another son, right? 2 boys. And Milo has no idea who they are. Mm-hmm. Like, he doesn't know that he has those 2 other cousins, which is so mind-blowing to me.
Because they were so close.
We grew up together, and she's my cousin, and my son doesn't even know her sons. And if they do, it's just like been years. Yeah. You know, like Milo has, if I tell him, oh, you know Jacob, he's not going to know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and
do you feel like, a little bit bad for just letting the relationship go? For not keeping up?
No, I don't feel bad because I know that the reason I let it go is because I was busy working, surviving. You know, my life just kept going. Yeah. You know, and I'm sure it was the same for her. You know, I don't, like, again, it's no hard feelings. It's just sometimes you're just going, and then, you know, something bad happens. Like in our case, we lost a family member. And then you take a step back and you realize, you know, then you kind of pause, right? Yeah. From going. And then you're like, oh shit, like you see everybody's going so fast, but you already stopped because you're realizing what's going on. And then that's exactly what happened to me. Because when we had, when our grandpa passed away, like I think it was 2 years ago, I saw her and I talked to her, you know, but I want to say I hadn't seen her since we were at the cemetery, maybe, like, you know, and then from there, ya no la vi. Like, and then again, I didn't realize how much I missed the relationship. But don't get me wrong, like, Yesenia is, God works in mysterious ways, you know, porque she was headstrong. Yeah. For her, it was like same way like us. It's not that deep. Life keeps going. You got to survive. She was always on survival mode, you know, and I learned a lot of that from her, right? Yeah. Remember the porn story I told you about that I had used it on my dad's work laptop?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, I was like, because you said that you got caught by your dad or whatever, and I'm like, oh, my first time watching porn was through my dad's work laptop. It was with her. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, remember.
Yeah. So then, like that, and I'm just like, I just feel like me and Yesenia did a lot of bad things together. Yeah. You know. I mean, like I said, we used to smoke at my grandma's house. Like, we used to turn on the hot water.
Para que saliera el humo.
And we would smoke in the restroom. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
create a bubble bath.
Just to say that she was known as, like, bar baby at Chavez. You know, she was really cool with a lot of people. She plugged me up with a lot of people, actually. And then I think to myself, now that I'm telling you, right, I'm like, maybe God's way of, like, putting me on a different track, you know, was distancing me from her. Yeah. But she stayed on a good path too. Don't get me wrong. She's not no drug addict.
No, yeah. You grew out of it.
Yeah, she grew out of it, you know. But she like her and me, we were both always on survival mode, right? But her survival mode was different than mine, you know. And again, I think we both got into relationships because then I got with Roland, she got with that other guy, and it just changed.
Maybe she just got tired of being strong. She's like, I don't want to be strong anymore, bro. Like,
probably, because it does get exhausting.
Yeah, she was probably like, I just want somebody to get me, and maybe she felt like he got me.
Yeah, that's probably that. Honestly, thinking about it, that's probably what happened. But yeah, guys, I don't know if you've ever thought about it, like if you've ever just taken a step back. And I've never mourned or grieved a friendship. Yeah, you know, I don't think not on my end, at least. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that makes me a bitch or something, but I don't think I have. Not on my end.
Pero si te has agüitado for a couple of days about a relationship that ended.
I think I stay more like in shock, like what the
you're
fuck?
Stupid for letting me go.
Not even like that, but it was, well, I know what you're talking about, the recent one, right? The one that we know about. No, I think that one, I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, are we really like going down this lane? Like, you know, I think that I didn't grieve that for shit because again, it was not on me. I'm still like, hey, happy birthday, you know, to you and to your kid, you know?
Yeah.
To me, I'm good. So I don't think, and again, not to sound like a bitch, right? But I just think I have more things to worry about over than BS like that. You know what I mean? I'd rather grieve my cousin's relationship that I know she's still alive, and I know that I could eventually like get to over a girl that was just a friend.
Yeah.
At some point in my life. ¿Me entiendes como? However, there is those friends in my life that I feel like if we stop talking, I would be hurt, you know? But thank God that my friendships have lasted 10 plus years. You know, me and Rosemary, I mean, we've been friends since we were like 14.
Yeah.
That's like almost 15 years now, you know, of friendship. And she's my best friend, you know? And even that, like, sometimes we don't talk as often, but it's one of those things, like, I know I can call her. We live together, you know what I mean? So I think if that friendship ever ended, I would be heartbroken, but I don't see why or how it would end. Because we're adults, we're grown-ups, we should be able to have differences and be okay with the differences. Like, me and you, we don't agree, and we're okay with that.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, that was like a topic for me, like if you feel like you've ever mourned a relationship. But I think yours was just your best friend. Do you have a family member that you feel like?
No, not really.
Yeah, for me, I think it was just that. But yeah, guys, if you ever if you guys have that person, I mean, and it's a family, I would suggest, like, you should just text them, be like, hey, how you been? Just even that, like, how you been, you know, like, that's it. Because también yesterday I saw one of my tias, and I know she's kind of going through it, and she used to call us a lot. Like, she was the one tia that would, like,
¿Cómo estás, mija?
Just to check up on us, you know. And then she started having a lot of problems. So she would blow us up for help, right? So I feel like to the point that a lot of us kind of stopped answering because it's just like, fuck, she's gonna, you know?
Yeah, she's gonna go on a rant.
Not even that, she's gonna need our help, which is fine. But then it was just the same help that was given and that was given and it was given.
She just
but nothing changed, you know?
Dig herself out of the hole.
Yeah. And a lot of it didn't fall on her, but it kind of did, you know? And then now I see her and she's like, I used to call y'all. She told me yesterday. She's like, I know I used to call y'all a lot just to check up on y'all. And I haven't, you know, and I want to get back to that. And I'm like, you should. I answer my family members' phone calls, you know. And if I, because you just never know.
Yeah.
I would hate to be the person that they called when they just had a car accident or something and I didn't answer because I was watching TV. Like, you know, that would
like,
suck.
ay, mi tía, whatever, I'll call her tomorrow.
Yeah. And, but I just know when sometimes it's just like to talk about BS, I'm just like, nah, you know, but I'll call them back. I'll call them. My calling back time is in the morning, like at 8 in the morning. Like, if it's
si no me contestó, pues no me contestó.
If it's important, they're gonna answer, you know. Yeah. Or I'll call them back or text them like, hey, you're okay or something, you know. But yeah, I guess with that being said, we still have time. It looked like a 1.
Oh no, yeah,
it's 7.
I miré un post que decía, how do you know you're in love? Like, how do you know you love somebody or that you're loving them with good intentions rather than to benefit you?
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, bro, honestly, I never got butterflies from like being with Kiki other than just one time that he gave me butterflies and I was like, I'm in love. Other than that, I was like very con la cabeza bien plantada en los hombros, right? Like I was like almost negotiating with him our love. Yeah, like it was not no sentimental stuff. Yeah, other than one time that I can remember.
Really?
Yeah, and that was like
so our first kiss. Know?
Our first kiss, I couldn't sleep that night, bro. I'm not lying.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah, but other than that, like I just felt, I don't know why, like I'm like, really like the way I fell in love with him was like through negotiating how we were going to live our lives. And if it was worth it. If our heads, both of our logics matched up. And I'm like, ooh, they match. You know?
Yeah.
So it was like, I love you for that. I love you that I feel like I can trust you. I love you that I feel like I feel secure with you. And
yeah.
And
well,
that
you fell in love with the person that you knew that matched what you wanted.
Yeah.
Basically, right?
It was not like a feeling like that, like I cannot live without you, or you know, like the lovey-dovey stuff.
I don't think that's real though. You know what I mean? Like, what? I don't think it's real. Like, that you can live without somebody.
Yeah.
Because you can.
Yeah, you definitely can.
I'm sure that's just like a saying, right? Don't get me wrong. Like, I love Roland. I'm in love with him. But I don't think I've ever told him I can't live without you. Because, baby boy, yes, I can. Yes, I can, you know?
And I will.
And I will.
If I have to.
But if am I choosing to live without him? No.
Yeah.
I want to live with him.
It's because a lot of people express love as in, like, it's somebody that you can't live without. It's somebody that sweeps you off your feet. And I'm like, I never felt that.
It's like, dude, I think that's more like it probably can happen like that, right? Yeah. But I also think that's more like a princess type of story.
Like a fairy tale.
Like a fairy tale, yeah. Yeah. Because I could tell you, like, me and Roland started dating and I was like, oh, he ain't going to be my husband, like, you know. But I did like how a lot of the things matched up, you know. I straight up told him over the phone, I vividly remember telling him, oh yeah, like, I don't want to have sex till I'm married. And he was like, oh, I respect that, you know.
Yeah.
And him telling me that he respect that, or that he liked, I think he said like, oh, I like that, you know.
You're turning me on, baby.
Him liking that or not judging me for it, I liked, you know what I mean? And
it
you know what it is?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and you know what it is too, that when me and him started off, we started off as friends. So we both still had something going on the side. Yeah. You know, I was dealing with an ex and he was dealing with a girl, and I just think we became friends and got to know each other like that. And as friends, he did give me butterflies because he would flirt with me and I would flirt back, you know. So I think that's how we started falling for each other, you know. So I always think, like, I like our story because I feel like it was a great start. Again, we were young, you know. But we also grew up together and we changed together, you know. There's times he changed before me and I didn't approve of it, or I didn't want that change because that's not the person I fell in love with, you know. But then over time you realize people do change. You gotta accept change. You gotta go with the change, you know. But like that he, ¿cómo se dice? The something off my feet.
Like he swiped me out of my feet.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen, right?
And I feel like que por eso mucha gente se agüita, you know, like 10 months in, a year in, maybe like 5 years in.
Because they don't feel that.
Yes, and I'm like, because they're so emotional.
However though.
Or like como dices tú, like they didn't grow with them. They grew apart from each other.
Yeah. Because
all that they were expecting was the lovey-dovey, the swipe me off my feet.
However, though, you know how I think Roland made a clip that you just gotta keep giving that. Somebody was like, did you see it? Excuse me. Somebody said, like, they were talking shit. Let me see. It was on TikTok because Roland made, on Instagram. Roland made a clip, right? And then we were talking about, like, love or something. Oh, keep that energy, keeping that energy even after marriage, right? And then somebody commented, no, this is little kid mentality. In the start, I used to get her flowers every day. Now we have kids every day
is crazy.
I know. And then he's like, now that we have kids, money is spent on food, not flowers. You throw away, so because I'm not wasting our hard-earned money on flowers anymore doesn't mean I like energy. Our priorities have shifted as our expectations for our spouse should be. Some people should not be on the internet giving advice they have no experience in. And Roland, obviously, Roland replied. And then he said, who's talking about money here? Energy, time, and love should be kept the same. When was money or flowers ever mentioned? And who the hell is giving advice? We're just talking, bro. And Roland is so protective, you know? But anyways, yeah, like that's that. Yeah. It's true. Like, you can make her fall in love and give her flowers. Puede ser detalloso. Yeah. But you don't need money to be detalloso.
Exactly.
Because let me tell you, when me and Roland were young, Roland was so detalloso. Mm-hmm. Like, I know it wasn't like, oh, giving me flowers all the time. No. Literally one time we were so broke and he made me, actually, I think I have it. Let me show you. Let me see if I have it. I think it's in here.
Really?
Yeah. Let me see.
She's like, we were so broke that he made me a galleta out of a rock.
I have it. Oh, there goes that.
Aww. Wow.
So,
that is so cute.
There was, I don't even know when this was. Oh, Valentine's. We were, I guess we were broke, or I don't even know what was going on. And he literally made this, guys. He went to his dad's office and then he went and printed a picture, and then literally in the moment, like it was so crazy. And then in the back, he's like, oh, I love you so much. You're my everything. Keep this to remember or remind you of my creativity. I can love you a million ways.
Aww.
And that was in 2018, actually.
Yeah.
So I wonder, I don't even know, because we already had our house, because this is a picture from our house. Mm-hmm. So I don't even know what was going on.
It's probably like 7 years ago.
Oh, you know what? This is the time that Roland had just quit his job, his electrician job. So we were really having, we were going through it, because he hated his job and then he just quit it. Like, I was like, just quit. We're going to figure it out. And we already had a house. I was pregnant. I had already, no, I was pregnant at the time.
He looked so skinny.
Yeah. I was pregnant at the time. So I was just like, we ended up, I don't even know, honestly, but I'm thinking that's the time when this happened. But little things like this, guys, like, you don't have to
absolutely
be buying the girl or doing all this extra stuff. It's just, the thought, el pensamiento.
Yeah, like Kike sometimes tells me, he's like, I want to do something for you today. And it could be so simple as like changing my oil.
Yeah.
Or cleaning my car,
Or washing the dishes.
Well, he washes them all the time.
Well, I'm saying for Roland.
Oh.
But I know he doesn't like doing that, so I don't even. And so the fact, whenever he does, I'm just like, oh, thank you, It's just little things like that, just keeping the energy. But we're going to go on a quick break, guys, and we'll be back. We are back. So then the falling in love or whatever. So then how do you feel like you're like in love with Kike? Mm-hmm. Do you feel you can't live without him?
Sometimes I do.
You do?
When I think about like him passing away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then I'm like,
oh, that's what we talked about on the last episode.
I don't think I could do that, dude. Like I don't think I could.
You can. You just gotta keep going. It'll be hard.
Yeah.
So tell me this. I just saw this yesterday and I was like, oh my God, this is me, right? I think you said before you're like a daddy's girl, right?
Mm-mm.
No? I don't know if I was thinking because you are just close to your dad, right?
No, I feel like I don't think I'm like close to my dad. I think I'm closer to my mom, but I'm very much so more like my dad.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. I think that's what I was like. But listen to this. I love this with all my heart. Like, I literally identify as this. No, I can identify to it.
Okay.
It says, I'll forever be a husband's girl. Mm-hmm. And it says, when I'm sad, I want my husband. If I'm anxious, I need him next to me. Stressed out, he's my calm. If I'm sick, he's the one taking care of me. Proud moment to celebrate, he's my number one cheerleader. Just heard a hot gossip, he's the first one I run to. with all the tea, right? And he's like, he's my best friend, my security blanket, and my home. I will never not need him by my side. Like this, I agree 100%. Yeah. Like I said, oh my God, I reposted it on Facebook and I'm like, OMG, I had never heard, or I mean, I had never read Husband's Girl, right? I'm like, but I can identify to this so much. I am definitely not a daddy or mommy's girl, but I am a husband's girl for sure. Because it's true. Like I'm cool with both my parents, you know, or my two stepdads or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever asked any of them, including my mom, for help the way I've asked Roland, and the way Roland has stepped up to be there for me, to take care of me. It's crazy. I mean, we met when I was 15.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I was 15 actually. And I can say that I am a husband's girl. Like I do need Roland. Like así como dicen, oh, I can't live without them. Like, you know, I feel like we obviously can. I just think that's just something to say, right? We obviously can. Life does go on, you know. It's not the same. It'll be harder. It'll be different, you know.
Because you ain't gonna be nobody's girl.
Yeah. But right now that I do have him, like I feel like I enjoy being like his girl. And it's funny because sometimes Roland calls me his girl.
Yeah.
And Rob is like, that's not your girl, that's your wife. And then he's like, yeah, but I always say she's my girl, you know. Y siempre sí cierto. Like he always like, oh, this is my girl. Or sometimes he'll be like, depending who it is, he'll be like, oh, this is my wife.
And you don't mind it. You don't.
Oh yeah, at all, because it's just like, as he's introducing me to his girl, I have a ring on my finger. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know I'm his wife, but it's always been a thing where he's like, oh, this is my girl or my girl, you know?
Yeah, since y'all were kids.
Yeah, since we were kids, right? So then I read that and I'm just like, oh my God, this is me. Like I definitely, because I always felt some type of way when people are like, oh, I'm a mommy's girl or I'm a daddy's girl. And I just could never relate. I could never.
You're like, good for you.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, I'm happy for you, you know, that you have that relationship. And sometimes I would want that relationship.
I wonder how
know?
it looks like. I wonder if like, oh, a daddy's girl, daddy got it all for you. Like he got it.
Yeah, like you're daddy's princess, right? I was, because when I read it to Roland, I'm like, this is me. Like I definitely need you in my life, right? I'm like,
and he's like, you sure do.
I was like, because you never see, you grandparents girl. Like you don't see that, you know?
Yeah.
Because I was a grandparents girl. Yeah. Like I was with I was raised by my grandparents. I was always with my grandparents. My grandpa used to spoil the shit out of me, but so did my grandma, you know? But you never see posts like that. You always just see, oh, my mommy or daddy, you know? And I'm just like,
and now a new identity came out. Husband's
girl.
Now everybody goes and jumps on that wagon.
I don't think everybody though, because I don't think, it's just one of those things, like you said, copycat, right?
Yeah. To me, I feel like I haven't lived enough with Kike for me to say like,
you're a husband's girl.
Yeah, I don't think I've lived enough with him or gone through enough in life for me to be like, I need you. I absolutely. Okay, I haven't felt unwell to be like, please, like, take the lead, because I don't feel well. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
yeah, like cuando tienes esos días where you're sick and he need to cook or he needs to go pick up something, like.
Oh, okay. No, you're right. No, for me, yeah. I mean, we're about to be 14 years this year. So
it's like you've been through everything.
Yeah, and it's funny because I know that I've taken care of him, you know. But it's so funny because I'm so like, sometimes I know I'm mean because I'm just like, okay, stop being a baby, bro. Like, come on.
Cuando está enfermo.
Cuando está, and it's true.
He feels like he's dying.
Guys are like to the extreme, like when they're sick. And I know because Ronnie gets to the extreme when he's sick. You know?
Mean Kike, like, just like a week ago, he sprained his neck or something.
How?
I don't know, sleeping. He estaba bien chueco and he wouldn't move. He was like this. And I was like, dude, straighten up. And he was straightening up. I was like, did that hurt to straighten up? He's like, no. I'm like, so why don't you just walk with the straight neck? He was walking like this everywhere. I'm like, you're so exagerado, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, you straighten up your neck. He was straightening it up. And I'm like, did it hurt? He's like, no. And I'm
That's
like,
too funny. No,
y ahí lo andaba masajeando, like, 3 times a day.
But you were massaging him. Yeah. That's too funny. No, for me, I just think I know. There's times for me it's more like when Roland is sick. My thing is more reassurance. Like you're fine. You know you're gonna get better. Just rest, because Roland never rests. You know. So for me it's like make sure you rest. Just rest. Like don't worry about nothing. I got it. You know. But yeah, it's funny because it's true, and I'm glad you're saying that. You know, because. That's what I was going to say, because you're like, oh, it's a new identity, so not everybody's going to be a husband's girl. And that's when I was like, oh, the copycats, right? I feel like people are going to see that and jump on the, oh, I'm a husband's girl, you know?
And then be like, 'cause all my trauma comes from my parents.
And yeah, but in my head, I'm just like, but are you though? Yeah. Like you just said, you're not yet, because you haven't experienced much, you know? And I wish really people thought like that.
Yeah, like think for real, bro.
Be for real, yeah. Because like I never jumped on the, oh, I'm a daddy's girl. But I have a great relationship with my dads. Because I have my 2 dads, right? I have a great relationship with them. But I never considered myself a daddy girl. Yeah. Or I have a good relationship with my mom now. You know, but I still don't consider myself a mommy's girl, you know. And siento que la gente ve un post and it's like, oh,
or like they wish that for them and they say that's me.
Yeah, and it's
just like he doesn't qualify for 10 of those things. He probably qualifies for 2.
Yeah, like I would.
He brought you soup the other day and that's it.
Yeah, no, or even like cuando la gente dice, because I've met a few people where.
Pero fíjate que mucha gente se conforma con poquito.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, I don't know how you're gonna do, how Kike's gonna be, you know, but Kike, if you're watching, you better be changing diapers, bro. Like, because I know there's men out there that don't do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just because they're not gonna do it. Like it's a women's job or something. But it's just like, no, that's a part of you being a dad. Like, forget that you're even a husband. Like step up as a dad, you know, be a father, like change the diaper, you know. Because again, like you said, gente se conforma con poquito, you know, because I know friends that the guy is amazing, you know, the husband.
He's everything.
The guy is amazing, right? I have one friend specifically that I'm not gonna say her name, right? They have 2 kids, right? But he wants a 3rd one. And she ended up telling him, no, I'm not going to get pregnant because you don't help for shit. Like, with the 2 first ones, you didn't help me. You leave out of town to go work. Yes, you are a provider, but you're not a good dad. You're an amazing husband, an amazing provider, you know. But our kids aren't close to you. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're still happily married, you know. And this is when you know you have grown-up conversations, you know, with your significant other. Yeah. And either you change it or you just keep going, but you just can't get mad at the wife because you're a shitty dad.
Yeah, she doesn't want to have another one.
But in the end, it's like, he's not even a shitty dad. It's just la presencia.
Como, she's like, yo no me voy a conformar just with you providing.
Yeah, exactly. So she was like, I did it twice. I'm not going to do it a 3rd time. Yeah. And they're happily married. You know, they travel a lot. But I was like, wow, good for you. Like, you know, I'm glad that you put your foot down and said no, because you have a choice, you know. And now they're just living their best life, you know, like both of them. Even though the 3rd baby still comes up and, you know, as a conversation, but she's like, no, I'm good now. Like, I'm not having another kid. And I just know, like, I don't know. I'm not saying when guys work out of town, like they're not involved, because my brother worked out of town and he was just as involved. Yeah. You know, like he would FaceTime my niece, and just, it's different when you FaceTime a kid and you're just like, oh, hi, what are you doing? Like you actually have conversation with these kids, you know. It's diferente, you know. So yeah, Kike, I know, and I pray that you're just not a provider and that you'll be just as involved as a dad, because that makes a difference.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be hella hurt because he's involved with all the little kids in his family, and if he's not involved with his kids, you know what I mean? He loves the heck out of all the other little family members.
Like he's like, what do you mean?
He's very
close?
considerate. Yeah, he's very close to all little kids in his family. Yeah, so he's always thinking about them. He's always wanting to go visit them or do something.
He's gonna forget about them kids once the baby's out. And that's funny because that's normally how, like, it doesn't go like that, you know. But once you have your own kid and it's your first kid, it's just like your heart and your eyes is just for that baby, you know. So I don't know. I'm excited, like, for like our second kid, you know, when we get pregnant, because I just wonder how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy because this next baby is so wanted, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think just by y'all, but for the people around you guys.
Yeah, I just think I already have like my baby shower idea.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? It's just I something super simple. Like, it's just for this baby we prayed. Like, I see. Like, just
because it's literally.
Because it's literally, yeah. With Milo, I mean, it was more rolling on him that he prayed. He wanted the baby, right? I was whatever with it. But we already did have our house, so. But yeah, so I'm excited, you know. I just feel like experiencing like a beautiful pregnancy, you know, and then having a supportive partner. Yeah, it's amazing. But then once you see them become like a dad, it's just like, I think you'll just fall in love again. Like, you know, it's very different. Because for me, cuando Roland was like with Milo, I was like, oh my God, Roland is such a great dad. Like, at some point, I literally thought he's a better dad than a husband. Like, that's how I felt at the very beginning of the relationship. Whenever we had Milo, I'm like, wow, like, he's a better dad than a husband, which I was happy for, you know. But over time, obviously, he just balances out being a great husband and a great dad. But then I see like other people that I'm just like, oh, you're a great dad, but you're not a great husband. You know what I mean? Yeah. But not to compare me with anybody else, right? But it's just things like that.
But I got it all.
Yeah, blissfully. But it's just things like that as a girl you got to keep in mind. Yeah. You know, because and sometimes it's not even the biological dad that steps up. You know, sometimes you do meet somebody else that treats you better as a partner and steps up as a dad.
Or like in your case, it was your grandparents who stepped
up. My case, it was my grandparents. But both my stepdads, they stepped up. I was not their daughter. Yeah. And they just gave me the amount of love that they could, you know. And that's why I'm really close to both of them. Like, I talk to them. One of them treats me like a baby. Like, oh, baby, how are you doing? Like, literally. And the other one's like, what's up, N-word? What are you doing? Like, you know, like just little things like that. So it's just, I think I have a great relationship with them as dads, right? Maybe as providers, it was different because I basically took care of myself at 15. Yeah. However, when my grandparents passed away, both my dads were the ones to take turns paying my phone bill. You know what I mean? Never my mom, but both of them. So I just think it doesn't have to be a biological person. It could always be somebody else that steps up, even a stepmom, you know. So,
you know, the crazy thing is, like, así como dices tú, like, you have to take care of yourself a partir de la edad de 15 years old. And you told me, like, the ways that you have to take care of yourself. That's how I had to take care of myself as well. But I don't refer to it as like I had to take care of myself. You know what I mean? The way you refer to it is like I was on my own. I took care of myself. I've never felt I was on my own. I had to take care of myself. I already paid my phone bill by the age of 13. I already had my first job at the age of 12. You know, like, pero.
But you don't refer to it because you had both your parents. You think
exactly, and I was like, and it was a loving household. I didn't have to do it. I wanted to do it.
Yeah,
and I feel like maybe you had to.
Yeah, I think that's why you don't refer to it because you didn't have to. You wanted. You worked for what you wanted, and ideally, that's the goal to raise your kids, kind of. Yeah, if you think about it, like with Milo, it's like no,
porque I guess que a ti por coraje no te pagaban el teléfono. Right?
Yeah, like it was
as a like castigo or something.
Yeah, like, well, no coraje, but like my mom, like, oh, I don't got money for that, you know? Yeah. So I wanted a phone, so I had to go figure a way out either to get my dad to pay for it or get my other dad to pay for it, like either one of my stepdads. And I just feel like I never really asked for anything, you know. I started working when I was 15.
Yeah.
You know, my grandparents passed away when I was 13. So how the hell did I get one of my stepdads?
Como que te sentiste abandonada.
I did.
Yeah.
I really did. When they passed away, I was just like, what the fuck is going to happen with my life? Like, I went from being able to get everything to like nothing.
Yeah.
You know? I would do tandas. I mean, I would do raffles, girl, like the perfumes.
Mm-hmm.
And
little
just like,
scratch-offs?
no, like the raffles, I would do like 1 through 10 and then sell that number and then raffle the item. And just get money like that,
Yeah.
you know, because at 14 you can't work.
Sí puedes.
Well, I wasn't gonna my mom was not gonna take me
Yeah.
to La Pulga. Like if I got a job, I had to find my way there.
Yeah.
You know, at 15 I had a job and my mom not once dropped me off. You know, I ended up working with my friend Vincent, his stepdad, rest in peace, right? And el señor me pagaba $2 an hour and I would just off tips.
Yeah.
But I was so young. They knew I didn't drive. So they were so nice enough to pick me up, you know.
But that, like, I don't categorize myself as like, oh, I was on my own and I, you know. Y también tengo otro client that told me that he grew up on poverty. And he explained it to me and I was like, that's the way I grew up, but I don't consider myself that I grew up in poverty. Like, he told me que they would go get food donated for them. I'm like, I grew up like that. We would make line at 5 a.m. in the morning, like twice a week. And Chicano, it's a like this association place, right? That they donate food for you. And we did that twice a week. We went on the metro. We never had a car, you know?
Yeah.
And that was his life story too. But he's like, we were so poor. And that's why he has
maybe
the hustling heart that he has now. And I was like, yeah, cool. I lived the same way as you did. But I don't consider myself, I'd never consider myself
But I also feel
poor.
like the way your parents did.
Yeah.
Like if your parents were just amazing.
Yeah, like we never got snacks like that, you know. We never had like, oh, everybody knew like who makes it, who makes. I didn't know that till I was like 16, 17 years old. I didn't know what it was to go out of town till a hurricane came and we left out of town for you know, when I was 13 years old. Like yo no salía del parque del zoológico.
I know what hurricane you're talking about.
We were stuck in traffic for 35 hours, bro. That was our trip and we were like so happy in the road.
Not realizing your house was gonna be gone.
Yeah, dude. So that was like our first trip going out of town. And I know so many people who grew up like that and they say like
it's the worst.
Éramos bien pobrecitos, and I'm like,
but again,
it
just depends. So like how your parents shared their love with y'all.
We were loved kids.
Huh?
We were not loved kids. Like my parents never like hugged us and kissed us and said, I love you so much, you know.
So how would they go about explaining things? They just didn't?
No, they didn't explain it. I feel like as I grew up, I was like, my mom was just helping out my dad. Yeah. She didn't have to go in line and get food donated, right?
Another thing too is
she wanted to help my dad get that out of the bill and be like, we can go get food donated, so I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah, I just think another thing too is like their upbringing. Obviously, one, the parents. Yeah. Two, if there's siblings involved. I think siblings make a difference.
Yeah, I was so happy.
Yeah,
through all my childhood, I was a happy child.
For me, like me and my older sister, I was just like, man, what the fuck? This bitch is crazy, right? Yeah. Growing up. And then, but then I did have my cousins. Like I had Jasenia and then I had Erica, you know, like as older sisters too. So then, but I think for me, really was when my grandparents passed away, because that was when I hit like rock bottom and I was like, oh my God, nobody loves me. But in reality, I did have people that loved me. You know, I did have people that looked out for me. But I do think that's what it is, though.
I feel like the mentality, though, porque the victim mentality of like, dude, pero did you have a bed? Did you have like a roof over your head? Like, why would you consider yourself poor? Yeah. If you could brush your teeth every night, you know?
But then I think it's more to other people, like, not everybody's obviously strong-minded or like their head on their shoulder.
They put themselves in a category where like, not que ver, you weren't poor, bro. Yeah. You just don't know how to.
Shit, I never even considered myself poor. Like, yeah. And I was like doing rifa, like las rifas or whatever. And even at that, I don't think, but also it's just like, you think about it, there's some, I said it before, I used to always think too, like, somebody has it worse than me.
Yeah.
So I always thought I was okay as long as I figured it out. And thank God, like, I did have both my stepdads. I mean, I'm not saying my mom didn't put a roof over my head, because she did.
Yeah.
I had a bed, I had food, you know. So I had the essentials to live and survive. But
any extras that you wanted, you got them.
I same thing like you, though, like you said, right? But I'm considering it like I had to survive, basically, right? But for you, it's just like, oh no, I just wanted this. But for me, like, it really was more like,
my parents would have been like, vamos a Fallas Paredes to get your uniforms, and I'm like, no, I have my own money, I'm gonna take myself to the mall.
Yeah.
But that didn't mean that I'm out here on survival mode. To me,
no, for sure,
it was just like, oh, I got money, so I can buy myself Jordans now.
Actually, I'm gonna go to the mall. Yeah. I'm not going to buy this.
Yeah. And my parents, I think they were very proud of me for that.
No, but you see, like that, my mom did buy me.
Yeah.
My mom provided the
essentials kind of thing. Yeah.
She did. You know, if I was in school, she provided that. However, like, when I got kicked out of school, it was like, figure it out. You got kicked out, you already had it, you know. And that's when, even at that, like, I wanted to go to a better school.
Yeah.
Which was East Early, right? I had to find a ride to that shit, because it was out of my mom. Let me put it like this. If it was out of my mom's way, I had to figure it out. A lot of the shit is out of my mom's way.
Yeah.
Like,
she's like, eso está como
my mom goes from A to B. If it's like literally,
si me queda de pasada, ahí vas a ir.
If it's a curb, it's out of her way, you know?
Yeah.
And that was why I was like, I wanted more. I wanted better, you know? I'm not saying like Jordan. I was never una
materialista.
Nunca. Like, never. Even when my grandparents would buy me stuff, like, I was cool going to Ross. And sometimes we would go to Fallas Paredes, you know? Just like, I never grew up with things de marca, right? So it was never something I never really had the, I'm gonna follow the crowd mentality either, which thank God, because that's another whole devil, like, falling into that, like, following the crowd, wanting to keep up with the trend or whatever. So my survival mode, it was more really because of my relationship with my mom. Like, we always fought, like, the way she would throw things in my face, you know. But I was feisty too, because I would come back at her like, I'm going to show you, you know. And I think that's where mine comes from. That's why I think maybe your relationship.
No,
and then
that
again,
was my relationship with my mom too. Like, when I started doing drugs and I started like, I don't want to do drugs anymore. Nobody believed me and blah, blah, blah. It was all drama in my house. But I was like, I got me. Pero I don't know. I just don't put myself in the category of, porque in a way, I still knew they were rooting for me. Yeah. Even though they were like, you ain't gonna do it.
But then again, you put yourself in that situation, though.
Yeah.
You did put yourself through the drug phase, you know?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, I had no choice. I was living fine and happily with my grandparents. And now I'm like at my mom's.
Abandonada, in a way.
And now I'm at my mom's. And now it was one of those things that it became. You feel like
eras una carga for your mom.
I was going to say, it became one of those things where it's just like, I became an extra thing she had to take care of, but then reality is like,
she didn't want to go out of her way,
and then she didn't want to go out of her way for me, you know. And then my sister got pregnant, so my niece became the priority, which to me is like cool. I love having my niece at the house, you know. But that's why mine comes from but I get what you're saying, because sometimes I do talk to people and they tell me, oh yeah, like I see, like, oh, we were really poor, but really, were you though? Because if you were poor, to me, where did you get your shoes from? Because there's people that don't have fucking shoes.
Yeah,
I consider them like,
exactly.
You know?
I'm like, how are you poor though? Like, y siento a veces que es como malagradecidos towards their parents.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For the little that they could provide, you know. Like, me da cosa, I'm like, dang, if your parents heard you, how you talk about them, it's like, you are malagradecido, bro. Yeah, like for me, I know like a lot of the stuff that, like, I know my stepdad listens to like the podcast or whatever, but a lot of the things that I say on here, like, I just feel like I've told them, and if I haven't, then it's just, and then they listen, then it's
meant to be, because like with my mom, like I see like that one time that she called me and she was like drunk, or she's like, I never used to charge you gas. And I'm like, yes, you did, baby girl. Yes, you did. She's like, no, I didn't. And I'm like,
it's fine.
She's like, whatever. You would, yeah. I'm like, she's like, you would work and you would pay gas. That's you charging me gas, like, you know, to go to work. So I could, and that's when I was full-time work, full-time school, and, you know, using her truck to go to work.
Maybe porque ella nunca te dijo, tú ponle gas. That's your job. Maybe that's what she feels like. She never charged you for gas.
No, she did. She was like, ponle gas a la troca. Like, you're getting paid and you're using my truck to go to work, so ponle gas. Like,
okay,
but it was like
charging you.
Yeah, but it was like that. It was like, you work, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I ended up getting a job, because I was so stressed out. Like, fuck, I'm using my mom. It was one of those things where it's like, I'm using my mom's truck to go to school, and I had to ask the
gas is a bill. It becomes a whole bill. Gas becomes a whole bill.
At that age, you know, I was at Chavez and working and doing that. And even that, like for the bus to go to East early, and until blissfully Roland became my ride and I didn't have to pay him anymore. Then I got lucky, right? Because he didn't charge me gas money, you know.
Then you became a husband's girl.
And then I became a girlfriend's, boyfriend's girl.
Yeah.
At that point, right? With that being, let me restart the camera really quick.
Okay.
And we are back. So, but I get what you're saying, because sometimes I do, like my older sister, she'll say things about my mom, and I'm just like, what are you saying? Like, my mom always paid your phone bill and you were married. You know?
Yeah.
She never paid mine. But maybe that's my problem, comparing myself to her situation, you know? But then I do feel like that, like the pobrecita mentality, you know? It was back then more than anything, right? Like she would say things like, oh, my mom, I have to pay she's charging me like a bill. And I'm like, I used to pay my mom $500 when I was living there.
Yeah.
No kid, nothing. You were living there with a baby and all, and you paid a bill.
Nothing.
Or sometimes she wouldn't pay nothing, you know? So that's when I'm just like, there is people that have that, like, you know?
Como que exageran.
Sí.
Nada más porque pagabas un bill de aquí de vez en cuando.
Yeah, like yesterday we were talking and my mom's like, oh, that my little brother, you know, he's working, he's making money or whatever. And then my mom's like, that she always tells him, just take care of your money because you never know when your job's gonna end. Yeah. But if I'm like, why are you I don't know she said something like, oh, you need to be more responsible, whatever. And then I'm like, that's good that you said that, but it's just like, you and my dad, y'all baby the shit out of him.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I don't. I'm like, yeah, you do, because he's already 21 and if David doesn't have a job and my dad kicks him out, you're gonna let him come live here for free. And she's like, no, he's gonna have to pay rent. And I looked at my little sister, I'm like, what do you pay? She's like, oh, the water bill. The water bill is like $40. You know, and my little sister is like 20 something already. She's 20. She just turned 25. So then, but to me, it's just like, that's fine. You know, I'm just saying, like, I tell my mom, that's fine, you know, but don't say that you don't baby them when you do. Maybe it's my own trauma at that point, right? Like,
o por decir, porque a nosotros nos tocó.
A mí me tocó, right? Out of her kids. A mí sí me tocó, but I don't like it when she or my dad say like that, oh, you know, that they tell him like, ¿cómo te digo? Like, I feel like my mom and my stepdad like basically give my little brother todo a la boca, you know, but then they come back and they're like, no, we don't. And I'm like, you clearly are, you know, like if he's not working, y'all pick up his payments, you know, like things like that. And in reality, it's like if my brother knew the struggle, then he would take care of his shit a little bit more.
He would be a little bit more responsible.
Yeah. But that's just an example, you know. I'm not saying that they pay for his truck because he just got a new truck or whatever. And I know that neither of my parents pay for it.
Pay for that,
yeah. So I know he's been paying for it, but this just little things. Like I just know that my brother, okay, this is what it is. I know that in his case, he knows he can fall back on my parents. My case was, I knew I couldn't fall back on my parents.
Yeah.
That was the difference. And I think that's why I was on survival mode.
Yeah.
Because I knew I didn't have nobody to fall back on.
So you feel like you find yourself sometimes comparing yourself?
Oh, with my siblings, yeah. Maybe I'm wrong for it, but I do compare myself. When I only compare myself when I hear them complain.
Cuando,
and they say something, I'm just like...
Es tu culpa. Like that.
I'm just like
that's your
what?
fault.
Like, shut up. Like, that ain't shit. Like, oh, you're paying a bill. Like, be thankful that that's what you're paying and not $500 a month, you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing. And then when I tell them, they do like, oh yeah, you're right, you know? Or they'll forget, and they'll just, when we have conversations and I'll tell them things and I'm just like, no, like, you're lucky that my mom's just, you know, telling you that you got to take her to work because otra fuera, like, you know what I mean? Just little
en
things.
Otras épocas.
Yeah, like, it was different.
Yeah.
Like, you know, or my mom would tell my little sister, take the car. If I took the car, I had to put gas in that shit, like, you know, with no hesitation, no matter where I was going, you know. But I do it more, again, I don't really compare myself to people, right? But when my siblings complain about something, then I'm just like, no. Only with them, though, because...
You don't get to complain. I do.
But only with them because... But even at that, like, I don't really complain to my mom. No le saco en cara because, if anything,
You already did that.
I did it, though. And...
That's done. It's
and
buried.
And if anything, I'm, like, kind of glad because then it's part of my story.
Yeah.
You know, it just...
How you became really very responsible at a very young age.
Yeah. So I feel like, at the end, I'm just, like, at that point, I was like, fuck life, right? Yeah. But... Now I'm like, it's part of my story, and I became the person that I am because I feel like it taught me how to appreciate things, you know, and work for what I want, opposed to whenever I tell my siblings, you know, of course, I only do it, like I said, with them because we share the same parents.
Yeah.
But we just really grew up very differently, you know. So yeah, but I'm not saying my mom cuando iba al cine no me llevaba. Obviously me iba a llevar también. No me iba a dejar sola, you know, en la casa. Not like that either, guys, but just... finances, it was where it was a little bit different between me and all my siblings.
Yeah, I think to my older sister, I always tell her, watch what you're saying before you say it. Like,
think before you speak.
Yeah, like, really think about it before you say something. Because my mom and her don't have, like, the best relationship all the time. They have good relationship, but not all the time. They're not in good terms all the time. So cuando they get into it, Stephanie has no filter, bro. She got no filter. Like, she's going to say it. She doesn't care that that's her mom, you know?
Yeah.
She's going to tell her how it is. And I've always told her, like, you really
That's how I am, too.
You need to step back and really think about it because you're just talking out of anger.
But is she, though?
And she might be talking out of... Yeah, of course, she's talking out of anger after you're getting in while you're in an argument, you're angry, right?
No, yeah, for sure.
You start...
But is she speaking facts, though, when she's angry?
It doesn't matter. That's your mom. It doesn't matter if it's a fact or
no, because I don't agree because I feel like I'm on the same boat as Stephanie. Like, I feel like sometimes
if you're gonna be disrespectful, don't say anything.
Okay, well, it depends.
That's what it is. If you're gonna be disrespectful,
I'm not gonna be like to my... I don't know if Stephanie, right? I'm pretty sure she doesn't, but I'm not gonna be like, shut up to my mom. Like, I would, not like that.
Pero hay cosas where it's like, that's your mom, that's not your sister. Where you talk to her as your mom still, you know, even though when you're angry, or if your mom tells you, ya cállate, then you respect that y tú te callas.
Oh, yeah, yo no me voy a callar.
And especially if you're at her house, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely not happening.
And Stephanie not doesn't know. So, and Stephanie doesn't, she's like, no me voy a callar, porque me tengo que callar? Porque te estoy diciendo tus verdades, and she'll start going down that road.
Yeah.
Of like, porque te está doliendo lo que te estoy diciendo, por eso me tengo que callar. And I'm like, you don't do that, bro.
Yeah,
that's your mom.
No, I don't agree.
But she don't care. She's like, it is what it is. And
it is what it is.
So, maybe because ustedes dos tienen coraje against your mom, right?
I don't think it's coraje, though, but it's just one of those things.
Or maybe you've broken that respect already.
Or no, it's one of those things.
It's late to come back from
No,
it.
but it's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, you give the respect. I know it's your mom.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't agree with you give the respect where it's due.
But then it's different, though, because Stephanie did grow up with your mom and she was raised by your mom. For me, it is different. It's just like, don't come at me and try to, like, correct me when, like, this whole time you didn't have my back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
but you need to
and
forgive
she is
that
like,
already.
No, yeah, and I do forgive my mom, but it's one of those things like, now I'm a mom. Now I'm like, I'm going to protect myself. Like, you know what I mean? And my mom, when we do argue, she doesn't know how to communicate.
Yeah.
So her first thing is, ya cállate. And I'm like, why?
I think that's my mom too. She doesn't know how to communicate.
And then that's like...
It escalates things. Like,
yeah, but
she doesn't know
like,
how to sit back and rationalize. I'm like, if you know mom is like that, why do you still go on that roller coaster with her?
Yeah.
You jumped in that roller coaster.
But then it's like you're tippy-toeing because she's a certain way.
Yeah, that's your mother.
No, I don't agree.
That's remember because I always tell you.
Because as a mother,
you gotta tippy-toe around sometimes.
Yeah.
Your loved ones, and that's fine.
Yeah, to an extent though.
Yeah,
it is fine to an extent. Like I do tippy-toe around my mom. Even now, sometimes.
Vale la pena to be mad at someone for a whole week and not talk to them? You know what I mean? Porque vale la pena.
But what about your mom?
What about her?
What does she think? What is she feeling that whole week?
That's what I'm saying. That's her problem. Like, you take care of you. You take care of y'all's relationship.
Well, that's what she's doing when she's defending herself.
If mom doesn't want to take care of the relationship, that's on her. But at least, you know, I'm taking care of our relationship, you know? And I'm not going to go into a rabbit hole with you and yell at each other and disrespect you. And now we don't talk for 2 weeks.
Let me just tell you this.
It's better for someone to learn how to control their emotions. My mom is not going to control her emotions.
No, yeah. But she can learn because she's a grown-ass woman. She can learn.
And she definitely could, but we already know that she's not.
No, that's the thing, though, because, like, I could tell you that with me and my mom, the whole, like, that's one of the things that she loves saying, ya cállate. Like, when she says that, well, back then, because it hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah.
It was one of those, like, I know I hit a point.
Yeah.
If I hit that point,
I'm out.
And she's like,
I did
ya
it.
cállate. And I'm just like, no, you know, I'm not. And it's one of those things that when we have an audience and this is happening, I've never disrespected my mom.
Yeah.
Like, I've never called her out of her name or anything like that. Have I raised my voice to defend myself? Yes, I have. Because it's just like, you have to. We're humans. Like, you're going to protect and defend yourself no matter who it is. But, however.
I don't agree with that, though. I'm not like that.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, that's you, right?
Yeah, but I'm not like that. I'm not gonna raise my voice.
To me, it's just like, no, girl, you whisper when you're mad. So
me callo mejor la boca. Like, if my mom, like, before leaving, I think I was like 25 years old before leaving the house. She's like, vete para tu cuarto. Well, guess what I did? I went to my room.
Like, I mean, I guess it just depends on the situation.
You know, she was she was just like, no te quiero ver, vete para tu cuarto.
Yeah.
And I wasn't just gonna sit there and incomodarla, right? It's her house at the end of the day. Okay, me voy para mi cuarto.
I mean, yeah, I've gone to my room before when that's happened, right?
I'm not gonna sit
because
there
it's not like
arguing.
I have my own house, like, and I can like.
And I'm not gonna sit there and keep arguing like, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué me tengo en mi cuarto? I'm not.
But that's different though. That's pettiness, you know. But like, I feel like I don't know what they argued about, right? And not that I'm defending Stephanie,
and it doesn't matter what they argue about. That's what it is.
It does matter because sometimes you, as a daughter, like, and you have a problem with your mom and you have to get your feelings out. Why do I not need to communicate what I'm feeling?
As soon as you did, you bounce out. I said what I said.
Oh yeah, no. If I said what I said, and
she wants to answer back to your comment of like why you're feeling how you're feeling, you don't answer back. That's it. You already said what you needed to say. Yeah. Now leave. You know.
No. Yeah.
Retrieve.
I retrieve.
Retrieve. You don't. It doesn't have to keep escalating.
No. Yeah. With that, for me, with my mom, right? It's gone to the point where I've said what I had to say, and she comes. But as I'm saying what I'm feeling and what I want to get off my chest, she's telling me to shut up. But I'm not going to shut up until I got to say what I got to say. Once I finish what I got to say, then, all right, I'm good. You know what I'm thinking. Yeah. You know.
Que ella grite sola, que ella, let her. I've always told Stephanie, just let her. If you said something and then she says something and then she continues saying something, but you're not saying nothing anymore, don't let it get to you.
Yeah, no. I think for me it would be like, but I don't know for Stephanie. I don't know if she still listens to the podcast, right? For me, it would be like, just get your. Once you start an argument, sometimes you just forget what you're even arguing about. First of all,
porque ya se pasaron otra cosa.
See, one thing I've learned, and I'm telling you, my mom is so hard. It was so hard to communicate with her. But let me just tell you this: me not letting her shut me up has taught my mom how to communicate. Yeah. You know what I mean? But of course, it's different for everybody. But for me, it was like, like with my mom, again, I knew that when she would say, ya cállate, it was because I knew I was hitting a point, a trigger for her.
Yeah.
But as I'm hitting that trigger, it's like I'm overcoming something that I'm feeling. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
no, yeah, you should express everything you're feeling, but in a very respectful manner.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
You're not yelling at your mom. You know what I mean? Like, I hope you're not yelling at your mom, because you have to honor her at the end of the day. Like, you gotta honor your mother and your father, and that's really the only job of a child, to honor them.
Let me just put it like this. I think it's different for me and Stephanie, right? For me, it's like, I love my mom. Yeah. I love her, and she's my mom. But my mom is my grandma.
Yeah.
You would never catch me, I don't think, to ever scream at them, at my grandparents. Like, I get that's probably what you're saying. You know what I mean? Because even like with Roland,
whoever you feel like is your motherly figure.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. With that, you feel. Yeah, with that, I agree. I can agree. I think it is different in my case with my mom, because it's just like, oh, now you want to tell me to shut up whenever you weren't protecting me from this? Like, what is that? Like, now you want to be a mom? Like,
no, yeah, if you see your grandma as your motherly figure.
I agree with. I don't think you would never, I don't think, catch me ever like screaming at my grandparents, like, at all, for sure, However, with my mom, it's a very different relationship. Even with my stepdad, like, that they're my dads, right? I think I've argued with them twice or once or something, and the time that I didn't even scream at him, but I was like blah blah blah, like on the phone, arguing with him. He took it as me screaming, and he's like, oh, you just like went off on me, like that, not in a disrespectful way, but the fact that it never happened, and then it happened, However, I think it is, I guess, it is different with Stephanie and your mom, like, because it's like, I don't agree with the ya cállate though, because your mom should know better as a person. Like, you can't, whenever you just tell somebody shut up while they're literally like telling you what they're feeling, then you're wrong.
Yeah.
Because you should know a better way to just listen out, hearing out what they're got to say, But once you're mad and you're arguing, then...
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, you don't control how other people speak. And at the end of the day, that person's going to be in your life for the rest of your life. And so really it's like, well, how can I adapt myself into your craziness? Because it's you, it ain't me,
Yeah.
And like, yo siempre he dicho, yo soy una persona que...
that's to an extent, yeah.
Put me wherever you want. I'm gonna adapt to that.
Yeah.
Put me wherever you want. People have told me, like, what are you gonna do when te quiten tu DACA y te vayas para Mexico? We'll figure it out, bro. I ain't scared.
That's crazy.
Put me in whatever scenario. I'm gonna adapt to the scenario. Like, I'm not scared of anything. I think it's the same thing with relationships. Put me with somebody who's hard-headed. I'm gonna adapt to that person, hard-headed. I've had so many clients that I've had to adjust my personality to, so that we can have a better relationship.
Yeah. No.
So that the conversation can flow. So,
but that's different though, because that's literally like clients. But then,
entonces si lo puedo hacer con un cliente, ¿por qué no lo puedo hacer por mi familia? You see what I mean?
But not everybody can adapt.
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I'm a person of like, I'll adapt.
I feel like I can to an extent. I feel like over time I've realized who's worth adapting for and who's not, Yeah.
Of course, like, I've had to fire clients and be like, I'm not going to be your barber, bro. You're too much. I'm not adapting to that. Pero por la familia.
Sí. To an extent. To an extent.
La vida.
No, because...
obviously, I'm not going to, like, be okay with, like, a crime being committed by my dad, and I'm going to adapt to his crime. You know what I mean? Like, let me adapt to his crime. Or like, my dad's always dealt with the addiction to tobacco, right? And we adapted to that, right? But now he's dealing with like getting in and out of it. So we have this expectation of like, he is actually dealing with his addiction and he's going to come out of it eventually.
Yeah.
When he relapses, I'm not like shaming him for relapsing.
Oh, of course not.
Like, you know what I mean? Porque it's like, I'm adapting to you going in and out of this addiction. Yeah. But I've heard a lot of people in the family be very upset at him for relapsing. And I'm like, bro, y'all are messed up for it, porque we have to, if we adapted to him being addicted, we have to adapt to him fighting the battle, and then we're going to adapt to him being free from the addiction,
Yeah. No, what I was going to say was, I think, it depends who, right? Obviously, for you, it's like your immediate family. Because I feel like I have adapted to my older sisters, like craziness, However, I can adapt, but that doesn't mean that it's okay and that I'm going to like...
Yeah, you're not going to like con mucho...
Yeah, no, because it's limited. You know what I mean? Like, it's course, just like
a lot of the things that my parents do, I'm like 100% not okay with it. And if we have the opportunity to talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it. And I'm gonna.
And what if your mom tells you, "Ya cállate"? You're just not gonna finish talking about it?
No, my mom doesn't talk to me that way because I have too much respect for her. That I know that she would never. I would never say anything for her to tell me, "Ya cállate." I have too much respect that she would never. It would never go that far.
And do you think...
Where she's like, shut up.
Not that we're going to talk about Stephanie's trauma, right? But do you don't think that because for her, it's like, as an older sister, she must have felt like she stepped up in as a motherly role?
No. Why would she?
Well, because
we had a mom. Well,
it doesn't matter because sometimes the older sibling always feels like my sister
became a mom at a very young age.
Yeah, but even my older sister, like even with my mom being in the picture, like my sister,
she never had to be a mom to us, or like she never.
But did she ever have to take care of y'all while your mom was gone and stuff like that?
My mom was never gone. My mom never worked. She probably only worked like 1 year out of our whole lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom was never gone, or my mom was always around. My mom would always. Okay, so then she took care of all of us.
Yeah. Well, I was saying maybe that's one of the reasons.
No, I think it's because whenever she got pregnant really young, their relationship got really, really ugly. And Stephanie was the best daughter to my mom.
Oh.
And so, pues, the pregnancy really made my mom think the worst of Stephanie. Yeah. And I think that's where their relationship fell. And Stephanie just felt so guilty and...
it's just a lot of feelings. Yeah. No, yeah. But, well, with that being said and all that trauma and drama, we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
With some more topics. If you guys have any topics in mind, feel free to send us. We should do that again. What?
The sending out the anonymous.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. I need to remember. To post it
on Sundays.
On Sundays, so we can send it or whatever, because we're getting some crazy ass stories.
Yeah, the anonymous stories.
But yeah, guys, with that being said, don't forget to subscribe, follow us, and give us a thumbs up or comment anything that you guys would like to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Bye.